Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here, and welcome back if it's not. Now in today's Fix It Friday, we will be looking at this. And this is another Tomy robot that I purchased from eBay that's not working properly. And I thought we could have a little look and see if we can get it up and working. Now, it's not like the Tomy chatbot that I recently made a video about, which I'll stick a link to up in the corner. I didn't have one of these guys when I was younger, so I've got literally no experience of him. So I'm interested to see what it's like, what it can do, and if we can get it working. Well, let's have a look what we've got. Oh man, look at him. That is so cool. Oh, I like that. So it's a Mr DJ Robot. Now you might notice on the bottom here, we've got this taped to it. And essentially he's meant to have the little microphone coming round, sort of like a bit like a Britney Spears concert mic that goes round to his mouth. So we can put that back on with a little bit of glue or something. But I don't know what he does. It's not like a remote controlled robot. It's actually a robot that has an FM and AM radio in it. I mean, it does feel like there's some sort of mechanism there. Oh wow, look, his mouth moves as well. Oh man, I had no idea that it does stuff. Maybe the arms move as well. I've not seen one of these in action. In fact, I don't even remember these from my childhood. Like I said in the Tomy chatbot video, I really loved robots and was forever looking in the Argos catalogue at robots and things. And it's kind of made me think I might buy some of the ones that I lusted over for future Fix It Friday videos. But this guy, I've never seen before. I think it's from 1983 or 1984. So it's sort of that era. Oh wow, okay, look at this. So on the back here we've got a switch to switch between FM and AM, and we've got a main on and off switch. And then on the front here we've got the tuning dial and another on and off switch with the volume control. And then yeah, just got a traditional aerial on the back. Now it does have that thing that a lot of aerials of this era do have, where it's the top of it's broken off, so I'm not sure how we'll pull that out, but we need to get it working first before we need to worry about that. So look, it's even got a line in connector as well. Mad. Okay, I'm quite excited about this now. I just thought it was a robot that had a radio in, but it actually seems to do stuff. Right, ooh. Oh, okay. Right, well I can see a potential problem from the get-go, and that is there's a lot of corrosion on the battery terminals. Now it is a bit like the chatbot where we've got a 9-volt battery that goes in here, and we've got some space here for C-size batteries. And there is a hell of a lot of corrosion on there. Well, I guess maybe first thing we should put some batteries in and see what it's doing or indeed not doing. Oh, I wonder if these things go in and out to make it rock as well. But all I can actually see are those 2 screws there. These feel like they might come off, maybe. It's fascinating. Okay. Yeah, because he's on a bit of a wonk, so I think maybe that's what makes him tip side to side. Anyway, I've got some batteries, so we'll just double check that it doesn't work. Oh, it made a sort of crunchy sound. It's making the noise as I'm pressing the battery terminal, so it feels like it could just be corroded battery terminals. Okay, let's maybe see if we can work out how this comes apart and then maybe have a better look inside. I might have to look online to see if there's any guides on how to dismantle this, because I don't really want to do any damage to it. Yeah, undoing those 2 screws has given a bit of movement at the top. but the plastic shell seems to go down and round into this cover. Okay, let me do a little bit of Googling and see if I can see if there's a dismantling guide for this, because yeah, I don't want to break it. Okay, so I found a channel called Retro Restorations where a guy is looking at one of these, and I just skipped to the bit where he was dismantling it because I wanted to have it all sort of genuine and on camera, how it all works and everything like that, and you know, not cheat, I guess. So yeah, these do come off. He just simply spudgered them off. Thank you for putting that video up. I will link to the video on the screen and also in the comments so you can go check him out. I love finding different channels like that because obviously, you know, we've got Stez Sticks Fix and Vince and Buy It Fix It and Phil Bryden's channel as well. But yeah, there's so many cool fixers out on YouTube, and it's nice just to stumble across someone new. So yeah, if you go over there, tell him Kip Hakes sent you. Actually, while I'm talking about that, there's a guy that I discovered called Fix It Aid, and he's really good as well. I like his stuff. Go and give him some love. So instead of making you spend 15 minutes watching me struggling to remove just one of those side caps, I'm going to quickly speed through it, and while I do so, I'm going to shout out my awesome channel members. Now, channel members have gone one step above subscribing to the channel, and they basically help support it financially either via YouTube, Patreon or Facebook. So let's shout out my wonderful channel members who at time of editing are the Kip fans, who are Matt Lovies, JRC Electrical, For the Burbs, Wayne Cornish, Scott Made a Thing, Michael Wood, Draco MacGyver, Rebecca, Tom Wood and Abigail. Then we have the delightful Kip early birds who are Tim Salt, Sorcerer Stan, Mark C, Rob Lynn and Will Bennett. And then we've got the loveliest people of them all. They are the Kip lovers, and they are Bella Webster, Stez Sticks Fix, Lawrence, Scott Kendall, Prost Retro Fix, Chelsea B, DD Media Production, J Russell Retro Gaming and Lee Benz. And then finally we've got the bestest of the best and the nuttiest of the fruitcakes. They are the Kip Nutters, and they are Becky Boobar, Alan Green and the My Mate Vince fan club over on Facebook. Thank you so much all of you for your support, especially my Kip Nutters. But yeah, I think I'm just about to crack it, literally. Oh, Jesus, that was insane. Oh, I've broken a bit of it. I don't know how it's held on, really. Oh, yes, I do. Look, there's a little lip here and there as well on the front and the back. Right, so I guess you have to kind of lift it off from the front and the back, and that's why it broke there. Right, okay. We're learning. Right, now we've got to do the other side. That one was easier. When you know how to do something, it makes life a lot easier. There we go. So now we've just got those two screws there. I am still thinking it could be a corrosion on the battery terminals, but it'd be interesting to sort of crack him open and have a little look what's going on. And also it's good to test the voltages from inside as well. Mr. DJ, let's give up your secrets. Yeah, I mean, a DJ from the 80s has probably got a lot of secrets. Yikes. Oh, okay, that's something. Oh no, oh no. Oh wow, look at this. Okay, so yeah, we just lost a cog, but I think the cog is from the arm there. So what have we got? We've got our little switches here, we've got our speaker, and yes, look, it must move up and down. Yeah, it's got this sort of mechanism here that pushes this down. I love this. Right, can I take the back off? I've just seen something. Can you see it? Put in the comments if you can see it. Should be pretty obvious, but because we've got these screws here, but they just seem to be holding in the mechanism onto this black bit. Oh look, something else there. I mean, you don't need to write in the comments what that one is. That is very much a problem. Okay, well, we've found 2 faults already, even before we've cleaned the battery terminals. So I've been struggling to get this off the back. I wonder if it's something to do with the aerial, because that feels like the only thing that's sort of in the way, I guess. Oh, yeah. How silly of me, it just unscrews. Okay, so that's good, because that means we should be able to get a replacement with a... Oi! There we go, there's a lot of pressure there. There we go, right. Let's have a look what we've got. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. So we've got our switches here. Yeah, look. We've just got a broken wire from that switch, I think. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. And considering that's the on and off switch, well, that's fairly fundamental. But we need to try and work out where it goes, because it sort of seems to disappear somewhere. I suppose it probably goes to the battery terminals, doesn't it? Maybe. And look, yeah, we have very much got a broken white wire as well. So that is our issue. I think what's happened, especially with the white wire, is it's probably just rubbed on the mechanism where the movement is, because this obviously moves round and round and up and down, and it's probably just been rubbing on it. So yeah, I don't know if it's fully broken, but it very much looks pretty broken. But yeah, obviously this black one is very broken. I mean, we still could have some dodgy battery terminals, but it feels like the broken wires are a massive issue. Wires that go up to the head as well. Man, this is complex. Right, I think I need to dismantle these 2 wires that go up to the head. These enamelled wires, because they're sort of holding it in position. Yeah, and maybe the wire that goes to the antenna as well, because that's there. Yeah, we need to take out this guy, which is the line in port. Okay, yeah, so our black wire that's broken is coming from one of the battery terminals. And then our white wire, which I don't think is actually fully broken, is coming around to this front circuit board. Oh man. I've just realised it does look like the robot is having the worst day of its life. We will fix you, my friend. We will fix you. Okay, so I think I want to just test the basics first before I start soldering any stuff on. So I want to check that the voltage is getting from the battery terminals to the wires. But yeah, we need to make sure that voltage is getting from the batteries at least into this, because if it's not, then it will never work. So I'll just put the 9-volt battery in. Oh, the radio's working. That's an annoying sound. So I guess the 9-volt battery powers the radio side of it, and probably the C batteries power the sort of movement. Okay, well, I think without even testing with the multimeter, we know that the voltage is getting in, but we're here now, so let's just do that. So it should get 9 volts. Yeah, that battery's a little low, but it's okay. We're getting a voltage through. So I'm going to take that one out, and I'll put our C cell batteries in. So these are 1.5 volts each. So in theory, on the terminals, we should be getting, anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Bueller? 3 volts. There we go. 3 volts. Cool, so we know that despite the battery terminals looking a bit ratty, they are actually supplying voltage into this. Just thinking out loud here, you could make this into like a Bluetooth speaker. Instead of using the line-in socket, you could wire that to like a Bluetooth speaker module. That might be a fun project. Let me know in the comments if you think A, that's possible, and B, I should do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of voltage into the motor to make sure the motor isn't seized up. So I won't give it the full 3 volts. Just whack it down to like 2 volts and see if we get movement. Yes, we do. Look at that. The cogs are turning. So I'm feeling pretty confident this is going to work with just some replacement wires. Brilliant. Well, I've got a replacement wire. It's a slightly thicker wire than the existing one. So first of all, we need to get it onto the battery terminal down here. So for those of you who don't do much soldering, basically we tin the tip of the wire that we're putting on, and that's just essentially putting a little bit of solder on the tip of the wire, so when we solder it there, it all joins together a bit nicer. Right, so I need to take this broken wire off here. That's made all the wires come off, but that's okay. Wires are really tight, so yeah, it's a little bit fiddly to get everything in position. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of try and rebuild the back of this slightly, and then we can concentrate on the wire at the front. That is fiddly as heck. I'm really sorry you couldn't see much of that. It's just so fiddly. But yeah, our guy is almost back together. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw the back part on, and then we can take the front part off where our white wire is broken and repair that. I am loving this so much. It is a great little fix. I have actually ordered a replacement aerial as well. I found one on Amazon and I think it should fit. They do seem to be sort of like standard sizes, so probably won't see it in the video, or maybe right at the end of the video you'll see it. So let's finish up this repair on the black wire. I think I'm just going to trim a tiny bit of it off because I don't feel like there's much room for slack in here. Yeah, I think I've just taken a little bit too much off, but we move. Nice. So yeah, we've now left with this slightly damaged white wire, which comes from this switch here and then goes somewhere under the speaker. I've just noticed this is out. So I've put all this back together and a fairly fundamental part is not inside it. Brilliant. Well, that is hugely frustrating. I have been having some issues with my overhead camera, and I just realised that it didn't record an entire last bit of the video. Stuff has moved on since you last saw this guy. So we've got the back on, and I worked out that the cogs go like this in the upward position. That's fine, that's how it should be. So yeah, I've just put the back on and everything is good. Now, obviously, we needed to replace that white wire, and I've done that, but you can't see that because I don't have the footage. So essentially, I removed these 4 screws at the front, and this lifts up, and it's really tricky because the wires are really tight. There's not much clearance, but essentially this circuit board is screwed and pinned on to this red piece. So once you've got this top cover off, the circuit board comes up with it, and you need to take the circuit board off to actually access all the wires, like the white wire. Now, I took the white wire off and I have replaced it. I don't have any white wire, so I just use this thin yellow wire instead. And I also removed the white wire from this end of the switch here, this very far pin. That was where it's connected to. So I'm just going to thread the replacement white wire, which is yellow. Sorry for any confusion. I'm going to try and thread it through this old sellotape, so it's sort of with the original wires. There we go. Lovely stuff. And it's all sort of kept together and also the correct length. So yeah, I've just got to get this yellow wire soldered onto the switch there. Right, so we need to put our line-in jack in position. And then we've just got our two little enamelled wires that go up to the head to solder back in position. So our switch can go back. That switch can go back. Oh, actually, we need to solder our aerial connector in position. Amazing. Right, okay, we're getting there. Oh my word, I've just realised that my main microphone was off for that last bit, so I had to use my secondary microphone, which isn't the best. So that's a little bit frustrating. But here he is. Now, I haven't put the wheel covers back on because I needed to super glue the bit that had chipped off, and the super glue that I've got is absolute bobbins. I also tried to repair his little microphone, which is meant to go around the front like that, but yeah, the super glue was absolutely terrible and it takes ages to set, and I wanted to get the video finished. So maybe what I'll do is right at the end of the video I'll cut in some footage after I've got a new aerial on him and also everything is back on properly. I guess we should see what he does. If I turn the switch on the back on, he will start just moving automatically. Yes, he does. Okay, so I kind of understand why why you can switch his motion off, because he is a little bit noisy. But yeah, you can see his little eyes moving as well. What about the radio functionality? What happens when we turn the radio on? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh no! Right, I don't want a copyright strike. Let me turn it down. Oh my God, that is so good. That is so flipping cool.
Lots of going in touch. Okay, Barbara in Chelmsford's favourite film, French Connection. It did win an Oscar. 967 said, I bet Dirty Harry, which is my favourite film, did not win an Oscar. It
Oh my God, I am over the moon. I am so happy with that. That is so cool. I just think this is one of my favourite fixes ever, because it was a simple fix, really. It was a broken wire. And yeah, that one motor, it's just got one motor, remember, is moving the arms, it's moving the head, it's moving the eyes, it's making it rock back and forth. It's just so clever that they can squeeze so much out of just one basic motor. I think this is slightly poorly designed in some senses, because a lot of the wires are just running past these moving parts. And if you've got it on and it's moving, there's high potential that these wires can be rubbed against by the moving parts and gradually break down over time. So I'm not surprised that we had 2 damaged wires. I'm so happy, I really am. Yeah, this has been one of my favourites ever. He is awesome. And it's just so funny seeing the mouth move in time.
You know, is it enough to say, I'm not sure, it's borderline, but certainly I think the majority of people's favourite films have not won an Oscar.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'll say that Fry's film theory has been proved.
There's something, yeah, I think so.
It's just so fun. Oh man, I really like that. And I think I might find some other Tomy robot to investigate, because they're just so clever. They really are. So yeah, I've not fully fixed it yet. I've got to put this on somehow and wait for the glue to dry on the wheel covers. But the actual main problem is fixed and he's fully working. Anyway, I'm going to go and have a lovely cup of tea and maybe listen to the radio with Mr DJ whacking out some tunes.
Aaron and Dad James actually came into BBC Essex to talk about their charity song in the run-up to Christmas. Well, Dad James appeared on Britain's Got Talent at the weekend.
Oh yeah, I think that's it from me. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, it's game over.